Let me start by wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving, a lot to be thankful for, and a lot to be appreciated. We'll spend tomorrow, as we always have, giving back at the Epson Center, serving for an hour or two, and then Mama Shy and I will have the team over at 4. Some will stay from 4 to 10, and some will stay from 4 to 5, but their bellies will be filled, and hopefully we'll start watching Little Montana State again. In terms of tonight's game, that's who we have, and that's who we are. Shy liked the performance a little better because it was more Wyoming basketball of the past, but obviously, as anybody could see, we got to knock in shots. And coaches learn as players learn. You know, we have practiced not once against a triangle and 2. And when we saw it, we needed to adjust, and we didn't do a great job adjusting. So we coaches will also learn from this. Last but not least, I tried to make sure the guys knew, you know, the game is not fair. The game is the game. 21 for 22 at the foul line. Had we done that at Indiana State, had we done that at Montana State, perhaps a different outcome. We're not going to look backwards, we're going to look forwards, but 21 to 22 and a step up by our lead player, Jason McManaman, is enough to win the game. I knew Rod's team would have his DNA. He's a dear friend, he's one of my mentors. He's not bought into what some of these people have in major college basketball. He's a man's man in my world, and his players represent that. They came in on a high 3-0, and they gave us everything they could.
I know they got some free throws and stuff like that down the stretch a little bit, but it seemed like your defense was just markedly better than Sunday, even, and obviously in some of your previous performances. What did you like most about it?
I liked most about our energy. You know, Herndon brought more energy than he's brought in the last few weeks at both ends, but Al had 3 block shots, had a step up. You know, we got a couple guys that still got to fix it. They got to develop habits. But I enjoyed the first half because I thought we really used our energy and our intellect on defense. We made just enough shots. I think we missed 7 of our first 8, but we made enough shots. And it was going to be a war. And we knew that going in. As I said, I've got a great deal of respect for Rod and all of his teams at Mississippi as well as Bakersfield.
I'm sure when you're up...
This is like a one-man deal here.
I'm sure when you're up 54-41, you would have liked to see a 20-point win, but did you like the resilience of your team once it got close?
Well, let's backtrack. To get that lead, I thought we really did some good things. It was a very tight game. We knocked in a couple threes. We had some great drive and drop-off dunks to Herndon that got us the lead. At that point, we well may have played the score, which is you don't want to play the score. You want to respect the game and play the game. And so a learning experience because they were going to fight back, and they did. And so, yeah, some special situations, you got to get it in. You got to get it in one time without Josh on the floor. And then you got to make sure you have an attack mentality to go the foul line. And last but not least, you got to finish the game. If you're up 3, we had to decide, were we going to foul if Jason missed that? And we were going to foul in the backcourt. If we make it, then we're up 4, and we can do what we did against San Diego State and play a little zone for 5 seconds.
You talked a little bit on your teleconference on Monday about making winning plays. Obviously, Jason did that with 2 of them back-to-back between the charge and then the 2 free throws. Can you just describe what you saw from him and what you were pleased with him all night?
As I can remember 3 winning plays. Herndon made a tremendous drop-off pass dunk for the winning basket that Barnes makes. Thank God he dunked it. And then, as you said, Jason's step-up charge, key time in the game. Now you got to get it in, and you got to finish the game with free throws. And so there's a fine line between success and failure if the only thing you're concerned about, as some second guessers are, is winning and losing. But we have to be more concerned because we know who we have, we know who we lost, we know where we want to go. So we got to learn, and maybe it made for more learning to have a tighter game.
One of the guys you lost, DC, it almost looked like he was back there tonight with Al just throwing everything down. feel a little reminiscent of some of the things we saw last year with all the dunks?
Talked a little bit about the missing link, and I tell you how we described it. You know, junkyard dog. Every coach wants a junkyard dog, a guy that will win games in the trenches, sort of like Cook became for us last year. It surely wasn't his first 2 years, but last year. And we're still looking for that junkyard dog. McManaman's coming close. We got a couple other candidates as well.
And then you get Montana State for a second time. What do you, I'm sure defense is a focal point, is something you want to improve. Is that the main thing, or is there anything else you're looking
Probably
at?
both of us want to improve some defense because it was 83-82 shooting fest in Montana. But, you know, we're going to have to look at tape and decide, you know, they're a good enough team. You're not going to be able to take away everything. What can we take away? What can we control? And let's focus on those two things. We'll figure it out tomorrow night, and then we'll be early on the practice floor Friday at 11 o'clock.
What do you like about playing one team twice in the non-conference?
I think it's preparation for league play. You know, you play almost everybody twice in our league. That second time around, you know, is a give and take. Are you going to change a lot? Are you going to change a little? Are you going to change matchups? So those are the kinds of things that our staff has to get used to, as well as our team.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You got it.